The National Prosecuting Authority's decision not to prosecute the alleged rape case of a 7-year-old girl known as Tebogo has sparked national outrage. The Forum for South Africa, FOSA, has slammed at the handling of the case, citing investigative delays and systemic failures in protecting children's rights. FOSA leader Tebogo Mashilompane joins us to discuss the implications of this decision and the broader issues of justice and accountability. Tebogo, appreciate your time this afternoon. Now, what specific failures does FOSA identify for the handling of the Tebogo case?
Yeah, thank you so much, Hugo, and greetings to you and the viewers. Look, our view is that the case was contaminated at the beginning from the level of a police station where investigators were appointed to deal with the case. And even prior to that, the police refusing to assist the mother. So that's where the problem started, and the case became contaminated at that level. So obviously now, when the case moves now to the prosecution part of it, it becomes very difficult for the NPA to prosecute, because now you find that they will tell you there's no evidence, and that is problematic to us. And that is why we are coming out and saying we cannot allow this type of behavior to continue, where all the time they'll be saying no evidence, even if people are guilty, but because the investigation became too relaxed, became lazy, they became incompetent, and then people must suffer. So we are coming out to say it cannot be business as usual.
Now, you've pushed back, Tebogo, to multiple groups in the times that we've had this conversation. What is your conversation or your message to SAPS? Because from what you say, SAPS played an integral role in getting to this place where the NPA is not pursuing the case.
Yeah, look, Hugo, we believe that the police were deliberate in this matter. One, as I mentioned, the issue of incompetency. Two, we believe that there's an order coming from somewhere that tells the investigator, drop this thing, don't do it. Because when we spoke to the mother, I personally spoke to the mother, she explained to me in details what really happened, and then also the report from the doctor to say, medical report from the doctor to say the child was raped. And then, but when the police goes to parliament, they're talking a different story. So obviously one can sit and analyze and begin to realize that actually this is a no-go area. You don't touch this side. So that is why this makes us so furious and making us to come out and speak, because if we keep quiet and then we allow this type of behavior to continue, that becomes a problem to all of us, especially when coming to the issues of children. So that is our issue at the moment now, because there are two languages that are coming that are so different messages, different reports. And then now, but we take the side of the mother, because the mother says, I went to the police and then they did not assist me. I went to the medical doctor. They gave me the report. So why can't the investigating officer consider such particular report when they compile their docket?
So in your view, how do investigative delays compromise the pursuit of justice in such sensitive cases?
It does, because remember, they need to take samples there, the DNA test and stuff. So once you don't do such particular things, and also you don't have a strategy on how to get hold of DNA samples from alleged perpetrators, obviously that delay actually destroys the entire case. That is why we say it's contaminated, because obviously now you are looking for something that you can't find, despite the fact that the child was raped. So that delay actually is the one that brought us here. Because if the police indeed did their job, and then they investigated thoroughly, and then they listened to the side of the story, this case could have been far. And at the same time, you need to understand that here we're dealing with a child of a 7-year-old. A 7-year-old, we can't expect much from a 7-year-old, especially when she says she was given something, and then when she woke up, she didn't know what happened. And then we say there's no evidence. So that is ridiculous, because giving a child some drug again, it is also a criminal offense. So we blame squarely the Ministry of police to say, you have the responsibility here. And then at the same time, you are saying, you, the NPA, you are not even supposed to pronounce whatever that you pronounced, because it was not your place to do that. So because when you do that, you are now raising a lot of eyebrows to say you are not prosecuting because there's no evidence. It means that there are people that actually have been identified. And then if they're identified, why are they not interrogated?
Tebogo, you were part of a movement that began in various quarters of the country, Justice for Twitwe, and many of these groups marched and pushed for this case to be given the necessary attention, the visibility that it deserves. And now that the NPA says that it is not prosecuting, has justice been done? What happens to justice for Twitwe? Or are you continuing to push through other avenues?
Hugo, we made a commitment to the mother. I personally made a commitment to the mother on behalf of the organization that we will fight this matter until the end. And the mother said, I'm also fighting until the end. And then we made a commitment to say, we will fight alongside you and your family until we see justice. Because you know what is our worry? Our worry is that if we won't see justice with this case, I mean, many of the cases, or even people who wanted to come and open the cases, will now be disappointed. So we don't want that. That is why we took a commitment to say, Mama Twekwe, we are here with you. We are going to support you. We are going to fight until the end. So that is our position at the moment. We are not going to let this matter go. Even from the onset, we came on public platform and said, we are not going to let this matter go. And we continued. We became so consistent. Even now we are saying, it doesn't matter what the NPA says. We are going to sit and map a way forward. We want to see justice served. Those perpetrators must be behind bars, and we are going to make sure that they're going to be behind bars.
Final thoughts, Tebogo. Are you working with any other groups or any other movements to push this agenda?
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are actually they are supporting our movement. They are supporting this call. And then, as I'm saying, this came as a shock to us, but we will regroup. Monday we have a strategic meeting. So in our tomorrow's meeting, we'll be coming with a way forward, and then with our legal team to say, what can we do in a situation like this? Do we opt for a private prosecution, or do we appeal? We go to the High Court and appeal this decision, or what? And then they'll advise us. They are more equipped to advise us further. But tomorrow we'll be sitting and discussing a way forward. But trust us, we are not going to let this matter go like that.
Tebogo Mashilompane, always good to speak to you. Forum for SA leader speaking out following the dropping of charges by the NPA around the case involving a 7-year-old.